In this recording of a live coding session, you're going to watch as I'm working with an AI coding tool and it goes down a rabbit hole and gets lost. Then what do we do? Also, how do things go when I'm not familiar with the programming language itself? See how it unfolds. All right, let's go. Mudshark is here. John Irving is here. Garbob is here. We'll see who else shows up. Welcome, folks. And the folks who show up on Twitch get the fun advantage of like actually participating and shaping and correcting and asking questions and challenging and saying, why don't we do this other thing instead? And you missed this, like you overlooked this, and I love it. But you have to be here in real time. And so for folks who are watching on YouTube after the fact, or even on Twitch after the fact, welcome. Thanks for joining. My name is John Reed. I am a technical coach and an iOS developer. And what else do I want to say? The usual. My book. Connect with me on whatever socials you use. I'm active in all those places. You know, this whole project, hey Tukes, this whole project is exploring test-driven development with Swift UI. But what I didn't anticipate when we started this, whenever it was, 55 streams ago, was that there would be so much about using how to use augmented coding, genies, generative AI, agentic stuff, whatever you want to call it. Well, actually, it has changed, hasn't it? It started as purely generative, which was like, okay, and then the agentic stuff came, and that was a game changer. So last time we looked at this thing that Lotte Kessler. Oh gosh, I should share with you folks. I'm going through Lotte's talk on what she has learned over the last year of augmented coding. All these lot of patterns, including this, having an agent. And Llewellyn is the one who I first saw this from. Llewellyn started with having prompts with a starter character to make sure it still was checking. Lotte calls this ground rules. And the ground rules say use a starter character, and then we can use process files that say this is the starter character. The one process file we have in place is how to write bash, how to write scripts. And we were going through and improving our testing ability in Windsurf or whatever augmented tool you like. But finding that unless we tame the output, it'll completely blow the context window. Tried XeSift. It works great for me at work. It doesn't work well for this project because of Swift testing in particular. So we did this trick. We did this trick that Llewellyn shared in his talk to write the output to a temporary file, analyze it. If it's clean, say, it's all good, test pass. And that keeps the output minimal, which saves on the context window. We had this for next time. Will awk do better? We were using grep. So let's get into it. I bought some tokens. What are we looking at here? Oh, this is an example of something that I tried initially, which was based on what other people were sharing. It was like, hey, cursor, which I was using at that time, write the rules for describing my code, my coding. And it's like, okay, all this stuff about code quality, like prefer immutable values, Swift best practices, and I saw all these examples. Again, I learned some of this even from like the cursor folks to have. This is a good example. This is a bad example. The problem is, this is the problem. None of this is bad. It's just too much. So I was going to delete it, but I think I'll just keep it as a reference. And then as we need to, we can steal from it and grab stuff off into smaller files and say, no, I really want to use like this style of Swift, and maybe I'll have something smaller in place. This is the agent file that says always start with the starter character. This is the process file that we use to write. Where's the actual script? That's what we are going to work on for a little bit. Build and test. So it creates a temporary file and it does Xcode build and writes it out to that file and then checks it. If everything is fine, all it does is echo. All tests passed. And we're going to try changing this from grep, which was awkward, trying awk instead. I also think that it might be helpful on failure not to dump the entire output of Xcode build, which is excessive, but probably beautify that. All right, let's roll a little bit. So that's some context for you folks. I have to finish promptly today. Got an errand to run, so just so you know. Let us... Okay, so do I need anything about... Yes. Even though it's... A lot of this stuff is in place about scripting style. There's important stuff in here about like keep things minimal. Don't put in comments where you don't have to. So let us start by grabbing this in. I'm not sure what to say here. Maybe I can just... What if I just drag it in and drop it and enter? What will it do? I have set the model this time. There was SWE1, which was meh. Claude Sonnet 4.5 has been really good for me at work. But then they Windsurf announced SWE, which I don't know what it means, but is it software engineer? 1.5. It's cheaper, so let's try it. And let's see what it does. Just to say, read this. Okay. It didn't... Note that it didn't apply the starter character. Follow the process. Hey. I'm shocked. It didn't even do the starter character. Let's see what happens if I say follow. And the agent should still be active. Oh, I made some changes to the agent. I should save that first. Just minor changes. The agent is always on. Let me save this. Yeah, I made some tweaks. I took out some stuff. Update. All right, let's try this again. Follow this and give me my fool starting character. There we go. Interesting. So that was an experiment to see, can I not say follow? Can I just drag it in and you can see it changed the starting character from the generic lucky 4-leaf clover to the script one. Now let us, here we go. Let's improve this one. By trying awk instead of grep. Is it better? Is it worse? Kind of hard to see. Awk. I'm not sure that it, well, hello, Eric. Welcome. Now that I look at it, I'm not sure that I like the awk any better. I also don't know how much of this is needed. Like, it looks like it just translated the grep. So is that better? I don't think it matters. We can try it. Well, let's try it. I'll accept that. And let me make this turbo mode so that it just doesn't pause to ask me. Might run a little faster, huh? What? I don't know how much of it needs. So first, let's see. Let's try it. Okay. It be. Can it be simpler? We may not need all that stuff. I don't know. No, that's not what I want. parse. Oh, you know what? There's another tool I was going to start using. Let's see if I can set it up. What was it called? Let me see if I can find Super Whisper. Don't download now. This is another thing. So I think the grep needed 2 steps. Awk could do it in one go. Thank you. Let's try this again. Where? Hang on a second. There it is. Vanilla back on. Let me check my settings here. Oh, let's make sure I'm using the right microphone. This is not it. There we go. Now let's try this. No, I want to get the number of XeTest tests and Swift test tests. Period. Can you do it in one shot with awk? I said period. That's me used to talking to Siri, right? But we don't have to do that with modern stuff. Can you get both? This is wrong. It's being too eager. Well, hello, Miley Wee. It is being too eager to do an early exit, which bypasses the removing of the temporary output. So right now, Miley, we are trying to get a script, trying to use AI to write a script that AI can use to run our tests, but not chew up all the output with blah, 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 massive logs. Let me accept this. Reject, reject, reject. Now let's have a look at what it's doing. I can't read awk, so well, let's try it. I don't want early exit because it has to clean up the temporary output. Try running this. Talking is faster than typing. Even for, I'm a pretty fast typer. I'm not like on the edge of training, myself. Well, let's try breaking one thing at a time. Let's break an XeTest. Yeah, isn't that what it's doing? Mudshark? I'm puzzled about the eval. Like, why is it running awk? So I wasn't suggesting getting all tests in one go. I think grep needed 2 steps, one for matching, one for extracting. Oh. This is kind of weird that it does... is this how awk can output things? It's doing print statements. And why am I not able to edit it all of a sudden? There we go. This is suspicious to me. Can't awk get this stuff? Can awk parse the 2 variables without using eval and print? Okay, I'll revert. Yeah, I don't quite buy all this. Reject all. That is not... We didn't commit this. So why is it still here? Is it because I did it outside? I thought it would pick it up. Oh, I think it's because I did the reject, which Windsurf then set back to what it was, what it had in its sort of storage. Build and test. Okay, we're back. So this to me is still clearer, even if the grep is funny, because I see variable equals... I see, it's doing 2 passes. That's what's funny. That's what you guys are talking about. Why don't we ask in a fresh session? I was just checking that it had the starter character correct. Let's change this from coding to chatting. Can... Uses grep... Here, type it, John. Don't type it, say it. Uses grep twice to get 2 variables. Is there a different tool we can use to get both variables in a single pass? So this is what Garbob was saying. Awk is more efficient. We can get them in a single pass. Read. So if I apply this, let's see what it looks like in context. Okay, this is looking a little better this time. Isn't it? That we don't have that clunky eval. I see a read of 2 values here. That seems clearer. It's super long. And maybe there's a way to format that. But we still get the 2 variables, which I kind of want them both in case I ever want to report this is how many, like I want to say total tests, this many XE tests, this many Swift tests. Maybe I want to do that anyway. But let's try this. Run it. Oop, run it. And if the count is still 51, should be fine. It is still unfortunately slow because Xcode build command line is slow. Whoop. Has an error. Okay. Issue is with escaped quotes. Okay, it's trying it again. Having trouble. They're figured something out. This is quite different from the first time round and does seem better. Oh, all pass tests, 0 tests? Perfect. That's not perfect. What the heck? I think it was 51. Yep. Where'd it go? Zero tests is incorrect. Habits. Try it again. 0 tests is incorrect. It should be 51. You know what? It's going back to grepping for some reason. Maybe I should stop it and say, don't grep, but Okay, stop. It's going in circles here. Start by getting by running Xcode build. Try again. Start by running Xcode build directly so that you get all the output. No? There we go. The original grep approach was working fine. Problem was the awk. Oh, I went back to grep. Okay, now it's going to do full Xcode build with all the stuff that we're trying to avoid filling the context window with. Hello, C-Films. Welcome. Okay, with the full output, it can see what it looks like to have what each line looks like. Still not working. Still not working. You know, it's too bad, and maybe an awk person can do better than me. But I'm at this point, I think, going to go back to grep. Might be better to ignore the grep lines and ask it to use awk to get the counters from scratch. Well, that's what I thought I was doing, but it's kind of insistent, isn't it? We are spinning in circles. Doggone it. Okay, there we go. What did it do? It's piped it into awk, and it's looking for executed blah. Does some splitting. Complex stuff. Seems to work. Commit this. Yeah, I think so. Again, not knowing awk really well. So is Swift a quick coding language? What do you mean by quick, C-Films? Quick to learn, quick to get feedback, quick to use? Hey, Bill. Maybe we can improve the formatting. But for now, commit. And let's, with the rules that it has in place, it should figure out oh, it didn't figure out. It did not follow Arlo's commit notation. It didn't pick it up. Boo. Now, I could ask it to amend that. Does Swift code run fast? Yes. Swift is quite effective. One of the reasons is that unlike a lot of languages that do garbage collection for like Java to make sure whenever an object is done, that, and is it done? Can we get rid of it? It has to go through this process and see, is anybody using this? And Swift instead uses a counter, a reference count. And as soon as the reference count goes to 0, it's like, okay, this thing's done, get rid of it. So that's one of the reasons it's fast, which dates back to Objective-C. So we are experiencing some stuff around wrestling with the genie. I thought it would pick up the commit messages on a model decision. I'll say, you forgot to use amend the commit. What? Validated? Yeah, I guess so. Good enough. Does Swift help you make more quality code, or is that more done by using TDD? TDD is the answer. Honestly, languages have pros and cons. Swift has its downsides that actually slow me down. But in terms of maintaining quality, keeping things moving in small increments with each increment tested, that's just a lifestyle. You can do that in any language. It's good to do it in multiple languages. Right? I think it's actually not Google Gemini. It is a model created by Windsurf. Now, that is true that we were using their new thing, and it did get it eventually. Would Claude have done it better? We could go back in time and try. I don't know. There's more I want to do with this script. Do we want to go back in time and try it? I'm a little afraid. It is hard to read, and I wonder if we can make it easier to read. This massive awk. Blurg. Let's improve that. Break the long awk line into multiple lines for human readability. I figured out OC and I figured out awk. Well, look at this. Isn't that better? That is much better than blah. Commit, but this commit, but I'd say this is an environment change because it's not part of the code, it's part of the infrastructure. So use the correct notation. It figured out to use .e, lowercase, the dot being small to show low risk, E being the notation for environment change. Oh, this is so much better. I don't want it to... I'm amazed at how much better this is. Even when I still don't know what awk, how the awk syntax, at least this is readable. Executed, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so it's split, executed out, take the number, which is digits repeating, and put that into exitest. Exitest final? Is that necessary? Does it need that? Can't it, doesn't it know the number right there? Test first development. Yes, I have. See films tell and if Bill is still here, Bill Wake, William Wake, he can certainly supply more information. But test first is what it was originally called, I believe. Yes. Does it need that? Let's see if I can scroll up to find where was the example of here. Test suite, all tests passed. Yeah, it doesn't need that at all. Let's get rid of that. This is irrelevant. Can we skip the test suite check? Better. Better and better. Split A and B is kind of gross, but it's like prefix and suffix. Still passing. Commit. Oh, I'm forgetting to tell it to push. You can maybe just reference $1 on that first line rather than all the splits. Somebody with awk experience is in the house. First word, as opposed to like the 0th. I'm gonna ask it. You know what, Bill? So use $2. Okay. Let's see what it does. Can we just reference $2 instead of doing all those splits? Oh man. Really? It's getting... Bill, I'm glad you're here. No, Didn't work. $39. Oh, it's probably missing. Um, wait. Stop. Oh, there. It figured it out. I was going to say $2 works for this one. Test run with is like, how many out are we? Right? I'm assuming this is $1 and this is $2. Yeah, you know what? Stop. Set this back. How do I revert this? There we go. Let's just do this one at a time. I reverted the second one. Run tests to confirm. You'll note that we lost the starter character, probably because I asked it a question some time back, so that sort of popped it out of the bash process, but it's not really important anymore. That it's not adding comments, so it seems to be working. Okay, let's commit this. Commit and push. Okay. Now use the simpler form for the second case, kind of like the first case. Did I not type it? Now use the simpler form for the second case. There it goes. It is getting the actual output. Test run with blah tests. So now it should be able to figure out that that's test run with, yep, Swift number. Swift becomes $4. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Stop. Doesn't it need to match the digits also in the second pattern? That looks like a ghost suggestion there. Don't need them in the first case either. It's just, okay. Stop. So, Bill, you're saying finding the right line, then the fixed field number, yes. So, I think this is important because we don't want to match something else saying executed. And we could have more in here, but it seems to be working. Yes, $4 is the fourth word, as I understand it. So can I just edit by hand? Run. Oh, Busy looking at this. Test, run, with. Missed this. In the end, sometimes it's faster. So 0 is the whole line. Thank you. Sometimes it's faster just to... Missing the slash. I don't know what this ghost slash is. There. I think that was like, that was its suggestion. That was windsurf. Whoops. Stop. I think that was Windsurf's smart autocorrection, auto-completion going, don't you want a slash? This is super nice. So much better than where we started. Bill, you wouldn't believe the awk that it originally pumped out. Commit and push. This is nice. I'm glad you came in because the rest of us were sort of fumbling around thinking, well, this is... So the stuff it was outputting was way too much. And even if we couldn't read it, it was just like, there's got to be a better way. We made it simpler, but it was still doing a lot. And we were okay with it. And then this is better. I'm afraid to do that. Again, I'm afraid of something saying executed in the first line. In the first part of any line. Like, what if that happens? I'd rather have two matches. Executed something. This is definitely unlikely to occur. This word by itself seems pretty likely to occur, even at the beginning of a line, which maybe that's what this is. No, that's just a match. All right, we are about at time, and because I need to run for an errand, but first, in the failure case, pipe the temporary output into XCBeautify. Let's test this by breaking something. Maybe it can do it for us. Test this by introducing a failure to a test on purpose. Okay, let's see. All right, it changed the value. It's now running, and hopefully we should see not a whole bunch of output, but the extra verbose Xcode build output. But there, instead we get XCBeautify output, which is still a lot, but it's a lot less. Then this is good. And it reverted. Now I should run again. Do a final run. If it passes, commit. I shouldn't have said if. Like, I should check. Yes, only failing tests. Well, oh, you mean in the XeBeautify output? There I maybe that could be an improvement. Let's think about that for next time. All right. And push it. With that, let us wrap this up. What did we learn? We went down a rabbit hole first. Like it got lost. And because I had it in turbo mode, it was just like, I'm going to try this again. Oh, that didn't work. I'm going to try this again. Oh, that didn't work. I'm going to try this again. And it got lost. And went down rabbit hole, reset, and try again. Because, you know, it's not deterministic. It'll do something different. So that's one thing. What else? We learned a lot about awk. Oh, I want to capture Bill's question. It's not just failing tests. This is where I want to be careful. It's also build failures. Still, we might be able to get the output smaller. May still get failure output smaller with more post-processing. Why am I typing all this when I could just say it? What else? What did we learn? What did we experience? Might not need the timestamps. Yeah, in the output. Really helpful to have an awk expert on hand. I'm calling you an expert even if you're not. So you are in relation to us. To improve awk. We also formatting it helped. Have experience. How's that? Really helped. In the end, awk was much simpler than grep. And anything else? Going once, going twice, and then I gotta run. Anything else? Not necessarily awk specific, but sort of process wise. Yeah, I think we'll come back and we'll keep going. So this is great. We got a script that's growing, it's getting better. And I think other folks will find this helpful. So feel free to take the script, run with it. Yeah, that's why I push all this stuff so you can get it. All right, that's a wrap. Thanks for joining. Thanks everyone for your input. Folks who are watching after the fact, train the algorithms by pushing buttons to tell it that you enjoyed this. Okay? Thanks very much, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.